Regan Poole, Portsmouth Football Club, and this is my road to recovery. Made real progress the last couple of months. Finally outside running now, which is a real relief. But yeah, it's such a long injury. The process is so slow, but finally seeing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel now because I'm back on the grass and I'm back outside.
All right.
Sounds good.
Good. Go again. Hi, I'm Steve Hard, Head of Medical at Portsmouth Football Club. We are now 6.5 months, so quite a bit of time has elapsed there. With any rehab, it's not been plain sailing all the way through. We've had a few little glitches, which is normal.
I had a little bit of a sticky patch in between my rehab. I hurt the outside of my knee doing a jump, and that pushed me back a little bit. But finally now I'm back on track, and I'm back on the right road.
In that period, he had a bit of irritation on his fat pad, which we saw the specialist. He's had an injection, which helped settle things. So he's continued to do his strengthening. So he's been outside now for 3 weeks doing his runs, just jogging to start with, just to his knee to get used to that load. During that period, we've been continuing to do his strength work. We've also done a test on the IKD just to see what differences there are left to right and hamstring quads on both limbs. At the minute, he's within 30%, so he's about 22% difference on his quads. His hamstrings are the same. He had a hamstring graft from the opposite leg, so both need to be strengthened. And the ACL is on the left side, that left quad needs to be strengthened more. But he's within the limits where he's comfortable to go out and run. The next stage will be quickening the pace, change the direction, ball work, and I like to get him like a 4-week block of training before he returns to play. But even if we tick everything off, he's got the strength and all this, it's confidence. So there's no point in having a really strong player that's not confident.
You tick boxes, so like the first one was getting back outside now. Where I'm at in my rehab was getting back outside and doing my first straight line run, and then you move on to change of direction, and then you include a ball, then you include other people. So it's kind of like different phases that you move on to, and I'm just excited for every next phase to come. You get so used to running in a straight line, and then you can move on to the change of direction. You add a football in. It's all quite exciting now because I haven't kicked the football for so long. Yeah, feel really good. This is the first time in my recovery really that I felt like I'm back and I'm kind of ready to go in terms of not just quite there yet. I still got a couple of months to go, but it's the first time I actually feel like I can move properly. Obviously still in a little bit of pain. It's not fully gone yet, but it's the first time that I feel like I can move freely and I don't have to worry about my knee as much as I used to.
He'll do a lot of work now with the sports science team, so with Max and George, with his strengthening on field. He's a defender, central defender, so doing drills that are specific to that. And during that period, we will look at some of the data that he had when he played, when he trained, so we can try and match that. So what we want to do during this next period is then do back-to-back days. So we try and mirror a training schedule. So we do Monday, Tuesday, off on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we'll try and get 3 days in a row. When we do a drill with him, he knows that the ball's getting past there, or he's got to run that way. But when you're in a training scenario, we call it chaos, he doesn't know where the ball's going to be played, where that player's going to run, so it's all instinctive, quick reactions. So doing that non-contact is a good one initially, just to get him thinking and all that. Then he'll be slowly introduced into contact. Then when it gets to the point where he's trained, he's comfortable, he has no reactions, the coaches are happy with what they see, like he's on it, he's not like miles off it, he's confident. Then you're looking to game time. And that's not a case of, we've got a game time, you're playing 90 minutes. No, it might be 30 minutes. A bit like the lads when they come back pre-season, get 30 minutes here, 60 minutes there. You slowly build up the game time, as well as increasing their confidence. Initially in the early days, I'd be leading the rehab with him. And then, to be fair, even early days, I'd be speaking with Max, our S&C coach, George, our performance coach, and Bestie, who works with me in the medical side. And we'll chat about all players. So particularly with Regan, where he had the hamstring graft from the other leg, yes, we're rehabbing his left leg, but the right one needed some work doing to it as well. So we've always emphasised work on the hamstrings as well as your quads, your calves, etc., all the other muscles there. So that's a good thing of having this IKD test, because you can tell what the actual differences are rather than just going, oh, it's a bit weaker. Then sitting down with the team, we can discuss then with the strengthening, we need to put a little bit more emphasis on the left quad. We're still strengthening everything, but that needs a little bit more emphasis. Then you'll go into other parameters of your concentric, eccentric, stuff like that to try and relate it to on-pitch work as well. So in the rehab, you'll find you do a lot more lower leg strengthening work than what you probably would when you're fully fit in your training, to try and tie in with your training time and your match time. So over time, his strengthening sessions will slowly reduce, but he will still be doing strengthening work. So it's not a case of it reduces and it stops. He will still need to do that when he's back training. He'll have all his work that he'll do pre-training just to get him activated before he goes out.
When I am back fit, obviously my prehab and everything will change. You know, I will have to keep on top of my knee and all sort of stuff like that. So that will change. So that is something that I'll have to adapt to. I've never really been injured before, so I never had to rehab anything. I never had to focus on anything as much as I am going to have to when I am back.
During the time when he's back, I may want to retest him a few months in, just to make sure that he hasn't dropped off, and just keep him at a level so he's not at risk. Because when a player's been out for a long time, you want to stay back. You don't want him, not necessarily to be out of his ACL again, but with a quad injury, with a hamstring injury, with a calf injury. That's what you want to minimise, re-injury.
I trust them a lot. You know, they've been brilliant with me. All of the staff, they've been so good, and I wouldn't be back on the right track now without them.
He's an overthinker. So me, I keep myself busy, I don't have to think, but he can be an overthinker and a worrier, and sometimes overplay things. But when you sit down and talk to it, he's like, yeah, no, you're right. And to be fair, over the last 6 weeks, he's really turned a corner. When you just say to him, show him stuff that he's doing. There's no way you could have done that back then. Look at you now. And I think he's took that on board, like his plyometrics, his jumps, you know, what he's doing there now is a stark contrast to 2-3 months ago. And he's been good to work with. Don't mean in a bad way, I don't want to work with him again on long-term injury, because I don't want it, but he's been a pleasure to work with.
You know, there was such a good feel about the place last year. You know, as much as I was a part of it, I wasn't outside on a day-to-day basis with all the boys enjoying it as much as they was. So I'm looking forward to just getting back in and amongst them and getting back with the lads really.